Young Justice returned to our HBO Max screens this week for a brand new episode entitled Odyssey of Death. I'm Cave Joel, and this is the video series where I give my thoughts and feelings on the episode that was, as well as shouting out any comic book Easter eggs or references I can find. So, with that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So then, in an unexpected change of pace, instead of returning to space where the bulk of this arc has taken place, instead we actually check on in with old business. Zatanna, ever since she had a vision of Connor at the end of her own arc, has been using her magical contacts, including Madame Xanadu, to try and find wherever Superboy's soul may have gone. Here's the thing though, despite all their best efforts, they can't seem to find Connor's soul, meaning that he's either at peace or not nearly as dead as they thought he was. This scene made me laugh too, as we get to see Master of the Magical Arts Madame Xanadu struggle to find some bars on her phone. Ah, superheroes, they're just like us. Now back on New Genesis, Metron and his reluctant crew of heroes attempt to track down Lor-Zod and the other time-traveling villains. Of course, this is hard because A, their targets can travel in time, and B, Metron is not a good leader, feeling so much smarter and so much more above those who he's asked for help that he pretty much just leads them around by the nose, not telling them a damn thing. Rocket, of course, ends up being the major voice of dissent here, no doubt being just a regular Earthling and not used to this kind of space god foolishness, and you know what, eventually she manages to wear Metron down and he is forced to explain everything to them. Wow, point one Raquel. Now the good guys know Zod and the others will need to power up the Phantom Zone projector if they hope to use it, and they know that their time sphere is broken, which means they can't escape this time. All of New Genesis goes on a high alert, but of course the bad guys aren't dumb enough to risk capturing Supertown. Instead, they've decided to go out to the sticks and make use of the thermo energy there. So what we end up having here is a massive finale wherein all the different storylines that have been running all arc long begin to converge here in one giant battle. We got Kid Flash and the Legion tracking down Lor-Zod. We got Connor in the Phantom Zone, who actually ends up being the main reason why Zod doesn't make it through the portal, and oh so much more. Hell, even a minor character like Tomar-Re actually ends up having one hell of an unexpected character arc. You see, Zod tries to repower the Phantom Zone projector, but in doing so, he accidentally awakens a Promethean giant. Comic readers like myself will of course know the Prometheans as an ancient race that tried to uncover the secrets of the Source Wall only to be punished for their hubris. The giant waking up threatens all of New Genesis, and Tomar-Re vows that he will not see another planet die the same way he did with Krypton, and as such he heroically sacrifices his own life for New Genesis and everyone on it. Why, he even ends up dying with a little smile on his face, knowing full well that his greatest failure was just redeemed in front of the entire universe. As a viewer, I'm thinking, wow, that was unexpected, and geez, what about his ring? I'm sure that's something we'll have to follow up on next season, only no, we get the resolution with that right now. You see, the ring finds a new owner very quickly in the form of Lady Forager. She had shown just how great her own personal will was by surviving an attack by the Kaiser Thrall and still holding on in there. Man, you know, I didn't devote much time in these videos to talking about the Forager love side plot, as I thought it was really meant to be more of a silly palate cleanser to help the heavier stuff go down, but wow, they ended up paying off this side plot in a huge way that I did not see coming at all. Lady Forager becoming a Green Lantern too is also something that didn't happen in the comics either, so yeah, wow, the first time a bug ever actually became a lantern, how about that? But of course, the big payoff in this episode came about with Rocket, who has been more or less the thematic heart of this entire batch of episodes. Her battle is less physical and a lot more mental. Malifaux tries to trap her and Orion within their own minds at the very moment wherein Rocket became so scared of Orion due to his violent outbursts. This plan actually makes a ton of sense on Mala's part when you stop and consider that he read Rocket's mind in the last episode and saw her inner strife and turmoil, which is why he's trying to weaponize it against her right now. Rocket had tried to make nice publicly, but Mala doubted that she actually meant it, which means this scenario gives Rocket the ultimate chance to not only prove Mala wrong, but prove how much she's grown and changed as well. Rocket and Orion are able to work through their issues in a great way, and Raquel even says that she truly sees Orion for who he is, and that she's sorry for judging him so harshly before, that he shouldn't be defined by one violent outburst or by his own parentage. And now that the two are finally on the same page, they're able to join their powers to give Lor-Zod one a hell of an epic whoopin'. Rocket locks him down with a force field and turns Orion loose to unload on him with full force. This is such a creative and well-realized action scene because it blends both story and character so seamlessly. It's like, yeah, Orion is claustrophobic, but you're not not a hero when things are easy and going your way. You're a hero when you're working through your problems and coming out the other side of it stronger. Also, I guess violent outbursts like him totally do have their place when it's kicking the crap out of an evildoer. In the end, Lor-Zod fails in his mission and only manages to escape by hijacking the bioship piloted by the Legion. Raquel actually manages to see this too, but it's clear that she doesn't quite understand all the implications and all the different time travel stuff that's going on. Kilowog even goes out of his way too to recreate the famous Superman cover from Crisis, something that DC Animation really loves doing, don't they? I actually really wanted to make this scene right here the thumbnail for the video, but I figured that would be a little too spoilerish. Don't be shocked if in a couple months I change it though after everyone's had a chance to actually see the episode proper. And hey, wouldn't you just know it, despite the rocky road it took everyone to get there, including a death of one of their own, a peace treaty is ultimately reached between the Green Lanterns, the New Gods, and the Justice League. Rocket and Orion are even able to depart the meeting as friends, and Raquel returns home with a new, better insight not only into how to deal with her son, but also how to deal with herself. Why, we even get treated to a little tease for what the next arc might entail too. Zatanna figures that if even the united force of some of the most powerful magic users on Earth can't find Connor's soul, then maybe it's time to call in the world's greatest detective instead. And so that was Odyssey of Death, and overall I thought this episode was a perfect example of how an arc can be up and down here and there, but ultimately when you end strong, that's going to be the only thing that people are going to remember. I know that's certainly the case with me. We get to see Rocket go on a fully realized character journey. We get to see a whole different side of Orion and the New Gods as a society. We get some genuine surprises with Forager and Tomar-Re that I was definitely not expecting. It's nice to know that 4 seasons in, Young Justice as a show isn't afraid to take some creative swings here and there and even manage to go off the beaten path from the source material. The action this episode was good too, very well put together and rewarding. The pieces are also all now in place for the big final arc of the show, which I'm sure will be the long-awaited Nightwing Bat family-centric arc that I know all of you have been begging for in the comments section. And hey, you know what? You're finally gonna get it, so happy days are here again. And you know what? That'll just about do it for me for another video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, and follow me on Twitter so you always know when a new Young Justice video is about to drop. And until we meet again, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, thanking you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.